Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how we sell 5 to 10 extra units every single month off of Instagram using a very simple marketing strategy. I'm going to pull the whole curtain back for this entire video. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is TJ Nguyen, and I've ran a marketing agency for almost 5 years now. And over the past year or so, we've helped close to over 300 sales professionals in over 30 states earn a little over $6 million in take-home commissions across all of my clients, of course. So yeah, we know what we're talking about a little bit here, but let's dive straight into the video. I'm gonna break down exactly step by step what we do in order to sell cars every single month using Instagram. So let's get into it. All right, just before we jump straight into everything, I wanna go ahead and show you guys an example of some of my clients that have been using Instagram extremely successfully every single month using this strategy I'm about to show you. So make sure you stick to the very end. So we're gonna go ahead and check out Hernan. So Hernan, in his first month, was able to sell 4 units and make 2K home in commissions. He only spent about $300 in ads, which is really great. Luis Yanis had sold 12 cars within his first month after launching our Instagram strategy over here. And Sergio, who was able to close 3 deals within 3 days, which is absolutely nuts. Literally back-to-back-to-back days. Absolutely crushing it. He sells used cars. Luis sells Toyotas, and so does Hernan. And last but not least, I have Brian Duran over here, who is consistently, he's been selling anywhere between 3 to 5 extra units per month and has been creating absolute laydown sales. So it's been very exciting. So obviously, if you want my help, go ahead and click the link down below, schedule a time with me and my team to go ahead and see if you're a good fit for what we go ahead and do. But if you'd like to understand how this process works, just go ahead and watch this entire video all the way through. So hopping into what exactly this system is right here, this is what we call the dealership arbitrage model, and I'm going to be walking you guys through exactly how we set up Instagram and Facebook specifically in order to get leads every single day, every single week, and sales every single month for our clients. And it's a pretty simple setup here. Okay, so if you think about it, there's 3 main components that really make up any sort of business. Okay, so as a sales professional, the most important thing that you have to understand is that a business is broken up between a product, sales, and marketing. Okay, so primarily the dealership is the one that provides the product. You know, they provide the facility, the bank associations, and everything that you would need to give to a client to actually, you know, deliver them a vehicle. And you, as a sales professional, if you're a killer, obviously you've been doing this for a while, you know your way around sales. Really, the biggest thing that every single sales professional that comes to me and in general is struggling with the most is just understanding how marketing works, right? There's just little to no information out there about how marketing truly works and in the context of the car sales space, okay? So when you add in the factor that you have a marketing system and a marketing process, the whole idea here is that you are able to go from a typical sales professional to be able to build your own business within a business, right? A business is what's going to allow you to actually have leverage to control your time, growth of your income, and more of your schedule so that you can actually negotiate your pay plan and your schedule because you have more leverage within the dealership. So the biggest thing that I'm trying to convey to you is the reason why you want to be able to build something like this out, because not only is it going to help you with your career, not only is it going to help you make more money, but you have to understand it's going to help you foundationally create a brand new way of operating, right? So the old days of just sales, waiting on the lot, picking up the phone and hammering the phone, those days are over. You need to be able to evolve and create your own business within a business, okay? So the most important part here is knowing how to build a process and turn that into a system, a process for getting strangers to become paying customers, okay? So there is a process to turn somebody who has never seen you before into somehow making their second largest investment with you, okay? So you guys have to understand that when it comes to purchasing a vehicle, that is the second largest investment that anyone is ever gonna make. It's not an overnight decision, and it doesn't happen quickly, okay? So I want one thing to shift for you when it comes to marketing. I want you guys to understand that this is a long-term game, right? This is something that you're going to build momentum with over time, month after month, year over year, because if you truly want to create this career and turn it into a business that's going to serve you for the long term, you want to look at it from that perspective, okay? So let's get into this. there needs to be a process, like I said, to turn a complete stranger who's ice cold, who's never heard of you before, into going ahead and being a hot buying customer. Okay, so these are the buying stages that a customer goes through beforehand before they ever actually talk to you. So every single part of this funnel and every single step that you're going to take them through is a manufactured journey in order to, again, get people from a stranger to wanting to buy from you. So you have cold, lukewarm, warm, and hot, right? If you guys look this up, there are the stages in buying. So you can basically, break this down in terms of lead warmth, okay? So the strategy is very simple and we break it down into 3 main steps, okay? So the first part is obviously you need to get a stranger's attention, okay? So one really important aspect of getting somebody's attention is being able to put out paid advertisement, okay? So there's 2 ways that you could realistically go about getting people's attention, which is either organically, okay? Organically. And this is, the OG way of, just posting content and hoping it goes viral or somebody sees it, right? You either post on just marketplace as well. Or is whatever you end up doing that's free. Also, like, you can DM people or whatever you do, cold call, etc. So these things, like when you do these things organically, the reason why it's not that leveraged or is that great, and the reason why I much heavily prefer going paid ads, okay? Great question I usually get asked a lot is like, hey, TJ, like what type of budget should I start off with when running paid ads? I would recommend at least $20 to $30 a day. And, to some of you guys that might either be okay or that might sound outrageous, but let me kind of explain to you why that's kind of like a good baseline to understand how this all ties back in together, which is understanding your return on investment. But we'll kind of go into that later. So essentially with posting content, this is very unpredictable. Even if you have the knack to go viral, the issue with this is you end up getting a bunch of attention and a bunch of people that you can't sell. With cars, unfortunately, depending on the brand that you sell, most people, they don't really, you're not able to ship across the country. And, obviously if you sell like those generic brands, then, there are different dealerships that offer the same exact product. So it's not really that crazy. You want to get local targeted attention. Marketplace takes a lot of sweat equity. Just a lot of people aren't really ready, or you could say as qualified, but I don't really like that thought process behind it. But the reason why we go with paid ads is because it's targeted, okay? Meaning you can target people in your local vicinity, whether that's the 20, 30 mile radius around your dealership, and get people that are actually within your local area that you can actually go ahead and sell to. Because again, it depends on quality of traffic. So you can target, and then you can also get specific with the people that you actually go ahead and reach out to. So, with our paid ads, we have a very simple strategy. We have a direct response mixed with branding. So if you wonder what the difference between direct response and branding, this is geared towards the 3% of the marketplace. Direct response is geared toward 3% of the marketplace. Branding is designed for 97%. Okay? This is compounding while this is linear, right? Meaning that for every dollar that you put in, you get 3 to 4. While with branding, you have 1, but it's exponential, right? Throw back to math there if you remember that the exponents, how that works. Okay? So with branding ads, it's really simple. It's to get people's attention. So realistically, you have to understand that only 3% of the market at any point in time is looking to purchase, and that goes for a majority of like marketplaces. So if you actually statistically add up the math, you guys can look this up. I believe it adds up to be around 2.7% of the marketplace is looking to buy at any given point in time across any given month and any given state. So you have to understand that you don't want to just be blasting out, direct response ads, and then you also don't want to just be blasting out branding ads, okay? So the ads out here are designed to get people's attention that are also like looking to buy a car right now, and also looking to go ahead and brand, okay, or they're looking to buy sometime soon. So when we run these ads, we have got what we call the top of funnel. Okay, so top of funnel is simply just brand awareness. It's literally just getting somebody's attention, getting them to take the next step in your sales process, which leads us to number 2, which is the middle of funnel. Okay, so with the top of funnel, we run ads to get locals people's attention to either, you know, check out our page or go straight down to the bottom where we go take them straight to a lead, which is a DM ad, right? Which is pretty simple. And let me know if you guys want a more in-depth, like step-by-step process. I'll probably make one on like how to set one up from A to Z on Instagram, so you guys can see what it looks like. But I want to explain like the high-level concept for what you're building here and why you should even get into paid advertising in the first place and why it's so leveraged. So middle of funnel here is just leveraged like sales assets. So the coolest thing here, guys, if you're against creating a brand in 2024, trust me, you, number one, are going to regret it in the long term, because there's no better day to start than today. And with the digital age, everything's online now. Like if you look up how many people are actually on social media nowadays, it's like in the 90% like range, 90 percentile. So you have to understand that your customers are on here, okay? And so with the middle of funnel, like the reason why this part is very important is because it's what's going to help you stand out as a car sales professional, okay? So in the middle of funnel, it's simply just content, okay? So this content is designed to get people to know, like, and trust you. So obviously, like, your page has to look professional. You have to put out some content where, you know, you show off your testimonials, like people have purchased from you in the past, what their experience is like. You need to put out content out there that shows your expertise, like giving like updates on the market, you know, what are the latest models that are coming out, doing car reviews, telling people how they can save time at the dealership, what to look for, what not to look for when car buying and car shopping, so that they can, you know, get to trust that you're the expert. And then also, you know, showing a little bit of your personal side, showing off who you are as an individual. And a lot of people don't understand that social media is designed to be social, right? So the middle of funnel, we create content that's very specific and geared towards getting people to know, like, and trust us, okay? Because when we drive cold traffic, like we said, our content is what's designed to get people to know, like, and trust us. So that first step is them seeing an ad, them clicking on your profile, and then they follow you, right? And then from there, when you consistently post content over time, this starts compounding for you. Meaning, like, now you have that 97% of the market that's slowly getting warmed up. And as you start to build your brand, you have more and more and more and more people that already know you in that local area, which is super powerful. Like, you guys have to understand that, like, attention in today's economy is the new oil. It's going to allow you to actually be able to make more money than anyone else in your entire vicinity, and it'll make you the #1 sales rep at your dealership, right? So you have to understand that when you build up your following, you need to start producing that content. You need to start branding. You need to take that stuff seriously. You need to consistently post content and allow that compound effect really to kick in for you, so that over time, these people that weren't ready now are now ready, right? So then lead generation is simple. We turn our engagement into DMs, okay? So people who like, follow, comment, etc., then start, you know, they check out our page, and it's super simple. Like, you just hit them up. Hey, Mr. Customer, or hey, Johnny, you know, like, saw that you recently saw the ball game. Hope everything's well. Appreciate you for checking out some of my content. Saw that you liked one of my posts. Just out of curiosity, are you is someone you know potentially in the market for a vehicle? And then from there, you can start asking some questions. Okay, so what are you driving right now? You know, and like starting to set the appointment that way and start working them through the DMs to set up an appointment. Okay, because these people, you know, they see your advertisement for a reason. And at that point, the more conversations you have, the more conversions you have. Okay. So this process is super duper simple. Like you run some ads, right? Obviously you have like few different ad creatives out here, right? You're running like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ads. You start building up your content in you consistently post content. You get people to know, like, and trust you. Show people that you're the expert. You know what you're doing. You're consistently producing people results day in and day out. And then from there, once you start getting a lot of the attention, you then start, getting some people to then go ahead and chat, set appointments, and then go ahead and sell them, and then put them into your lead referral process, where they then send their friends and family. And this is something that compounds for you tremendously. Like, this system here is so powerful because, like I was saying, like, there's a direct ROI. So what I want you guys to start thinking about as well is that invest, like, see, it's ingrained into my brain, and this is something I'm trying to share with you guys. Advertising, okay? Advertisements are an investment, not an expense, okay? Like, it's this, not that. So you guys have to understand it from that perspective. So there's 3 phases that you're going to go in when you actually go through either working with me or whether you decide to go ahead and do this yourself. There's 3 phases that you have to actually go through. And everyone goes through this, okay, using a system and a process like this, but it's highly scalable. So phase 1 is you spend. Phase 2 is you track. Phase 3 is you then become profitable, okay? So I'll kind of go back to that, what I mentioned earlier, if you're spending $20 to $30 a day. Let's say out of the $20 to $30 that you spend a day, that brings you in, let's say they're $10 leads. Let's say you get 2 leads a day, right? Over 30 days, and I'm saying people that are actually like somewhat interested, right? That's 60 leads. Let's say you book half of them in, right? Which is 30. Let's say half of them show up. All right, let's say we have about 15 appointments that show up. And then from there, let's say you close right around 30-40%. So we could say 5 to 7 deals. Let's say on average you make about, what is that, $500 a deal, $2,500 to, let's say, about $3,500. And off of the $20 a day that you spent, which ends up being about $600 for the month, you then just saw about a 4x return on ad spend, right? On the low end. On the high end, it could be even more. I've seen like some crazy numbers like 10, 20, 30x. Car sales is absolutely ridiculous. But then you have to understand that, okay, cool. If you spent $600, if you double that and got to $1,200, guess what happens? Let's say now it's just a 3x, or, it's still at a 4x. Let's just keep it around the 4x. You could say you make $4,600 the next month. So now you can kind of start thinking that, okay, wow, well, sky's kind of the limit here when you kind of break the code on solving for marketing. So going through these phases, you have to understand that inherently you're going to lose money in the beginning, okay? Because it's not if paid ads work or not. Paid ads inherently do work because you're paying Instagram or Meta to actually go ahead and show your ad to an individual. And it really boils down to how good your ad is, right? Because anybody can almost put up an ad. There's like a million different videos on like how you can put up an ad. I even have videos on my channel on how you can put up your own ad. But the most important aspect to it is what you say in the ad and what you promote in the ad, because that's like really like what it boils down to. Because, if you haven't ever ran paid ads before and you don't know what you're doing, you want to skip the hassle, obviously go ahead, book in a call with me and my team. We can actually really go ahead and help you out. But the first phase is spending. And the thing is like, this is inevitable. You're going to have to go through a phase where you lose money. The only problem with this is, on how long that phase has to last, right? Because if you work with experts like myself and my team, this can be a lot shorter, or you can actually go through it and you'll go ahead and kind of have to, work your way through it. But I highly recommend that, you have to go ahead and get through this phase, because then you go through tracking. You have to start tracking what your cost per lead is, right? So how much does it cost you for a lead? How much does it cost you for a booked appointment, right? How much does it cost you for a shown appointment? And then how much does it cost you for a sale, right? So you have to understand every single one of your metrics in the beginning so you can find which ads are the grand slams, right? When you find a grand slam ad, let's say, for example, out of those 5 that you ran, let's say 4 of them lost you money. And let's say you spent $1,000, okay? Let's say you spent $1,000 and those 4 ads got you, what is this? 5, that's 200. So let's say each one of those only made you half of it. So you spent 800 and made 400 back. Not so good. But let's say this one ad that you spent some money on, you spent 200 on it, but you saw a 2x return or a 3x return, and you saw 600. Or let's say for example, let's just say you got 400 from it. And all of a sudden you're like, well, TJ, I ran ads, and my first month that I ran ads, it didn't work and I lost money. Okay, fair enough, but you have one winning ad. And a lot of people quit before they can even find a winning ad. And then number 2, they just don't they don't go past that and actually double down, because all you have to do is find one ad. Because as soon as you're profitable, your whole goal with advertising, guys, is to be profitable. That's all you care about. Nothing else matters. You can lose as much money on the pursuit of this, but as soon as you're profitable, you can quite literally print money out of thin air. Because I'll tell you what, you guys are at a very good vehicle where you guys don't have to take any upfront cost. You didn't have to do anything. The dealership owner literally took on every single one of the risk, and you're just coming in there, plugging in a sales system and being able to just crank out whips left and right. So it's very scalable, because now you have a audience that you're building in the long term, and you have people that are buying immediately. That gives you a direct ROI on your investment. So again, year over year, month after month, right? You're building an audience, which is very powerful. And then you're becoming a local thought leader in your area, and people actually like you, know you, trust you, and you become known for what you do. And then the direct is just helping people out who are in the market right now. So that's very powerful. That's, in a nutshell, how we've been able to produce these results day in and day out, is by having a very simple yet effective process to go ahead and sell consistently. So if you like this video and you would like to get my help for me and my team, what I recommend you to go ahead and do is go ahead and book in a time to go ahead and speak with us. We are guaranteeing 5 to 10 car sales extra every single month, actually understanding how to install the dealership arbitrage model for you in the next 120 days or your money back. If that doesn't, obviously if it doesn't work out for you, then no harm, no foul. It doesn't hurt. But what I will say about this is you obviously have to go ahead and invest into yourself and take that leap, take that risk. So if you've been on the fence, go ahead and check us out. And other than that, I'll catch you guys in another video. Thank you for watching. Peace.